Welcome back to the Busted Knees and Pretty Trees podcast. We appreciate all of you planting your teeny tiny ultralight camping chairs next to us for episode 42, titled Pure Michigan. I am Travis J. White. The boys and I are back inside the studio after spending some time in the outsides of Michigan, beloved neighbor of us Hoosiers.
Yep.
Shout out to the state of Michigan and those big, fresh waters and trees.
Howdy.
The boys and I have dried off, taken a handful of ibuprofen, and we're ready to share our new discoveries and insights after spending time in Michigan's wide opens. We bring you this episode with waterlogged drawers, sore muscles, burnt foot bottoms, and toasted cheeks. The other cheeks got a little toasted as well. Regardless, we're fueled up with that energy you can only obtain by walking the earth without anything on your feet. We're feeling replenished. Well, I'm not sure how replenished Brad and Paddy are. They've been real quiet since they pulled out their boats from the Au Sable River. I fear they ran aground and ended up in a more twisted version of the Burt Reynolds film, Deliverance.
Ding ding dong dong dong.
Before the stash. What really happened out there on those waters? Well, in today's episode, we are going to figure that out, and we'll also find out what I was digging into over the 4th. There's much to tell, so let's get this schloop of a podcast out to sea. Ahoy! Welcome aboard Captain Paddy Richardson and his trusty deckhand Bradley Greer.
Ahoy!
And that's Commander Bradley Greer.
Yeah, he was upgraded or
I was
ranked
Lieutenant
up
Commander.
or whatever.
You go from never paddling a boat before
Brother.
in your life to commander in one go.
I think by 50 miles, you are credible on river and on pond
All right.
and on lake and on dams and on portages. You're just at some point you have to start ranking up, and
And in my case, it was like transitioning from the Army to the Navy. So I kept my rank that I had. It just transitioned over. Maybe dropped down a little bit.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Nobody respects you, though.
That's where what Patty just said comes into play.
Yeah, where he's been in the Navy now for a minute, like he's seen shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he went Army,
first tour of
Navy,
duty.
Nam. You know what I mean? Like
In Michigan.
that's in Michigan. Hey, that was a toughie.
On a plastic boat going down a river.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, a very slow river.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys had a pretty dang good time.
Yeah, we did. What about you?
There were some horror stories that we should probably tell, but
Oh, yeah, we will definitely.
my little trip to Michigan was absolutely wonderful. The weather was perfect. Debbie and I went up to Charlevoix,
Yeah,
up there on the it'd be on the top of the pinky finger or ring finger, I
yeah,
guess.
that's
around-
right. Yeah,
on the Mitten of Michigan, and I got to live a dream and go Petosky stone hunting.
yes,
And Debbie, she seemed to enjoy it too. I don't
Yes.
think she was faking it.
rock hounding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rock hunting.
I'm excited to get into that.
I've got
Some
rock.
deets. Oh, there's the news panther.
All right.
Dude, let's go.
All right. I have another story of drone footage that
Okay.
led to breakthrough science happening.
Rocket.
I think it was last week we heard about the gray whales stuck in a bay, and they used drones to monitor them. This time they captured killer whales, aka orcas, using kelp to groom each other. And this is the first documented case of marine tool use.
Wait. Say that one more time.
Orcas, or killer whales,
Okay.
were using kelp,
Kelp.
seaweed,
I got you.
to groom each other.
I understood what all of those were separately. Together.
What do you mean by groom?
Yeah.
Well, so behavioral ecologist Michael Weiss, he's from the Center of the Whale Research, the Center for Whale Research in Washington State, and he was the first one to notice this behavior. And at first, he just kind of brushed it aside, just like whales can be weird sometimes. They wear salmon hats, so he just kind of chalked it off as something weird. This was happening in Washington State in the Salish Sea, which is like that kind of the big bay in Washington, just south of Vancouver Island. And then he noticed something. He saw it again, and he's just watching through this drone footage. Saw it again, second time, and then he noticed something green hanging out of one of the orca's mouth. and then the other members of the pod were rubbing up against it. And
What?
And the one that had it hanging out of their mouth was also rubbing up against other orcas. And this would happen for like 15-minute
Does that
increments.
orca that has it go to them, or do they come?
It seems like you know how like when dogs are running in a pack, they're just kind of like all over the place, but they like keep running into each other. It was kind of like that.
Oh.
Yeah, and there is a video of this online.
We'll put it up on Blue Sky.
Yeah. Then he was able to zoom in on the footage, and that's when he saw like clear as day that it was kelp hanging out of its mouth, and that's what they were rubbing up against, not necessarily rubbing up against this one orca,
Right.
but specifically the kelp. And they decided to dub this behavior allokelping because
Allokelp.
over the following 2 weeks, they started having more people examine the footage, and they noticed 30 experiences that were captured in like high resolution enough to see that's exactly what was happening.
Within what period of time?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
30 instances over 2 weeks.
Is this going on like
Makes it
just in the sounds or whatever?
It
the
sounds
Salish?
like it sounds like this might be specifically from one pod of orcas.
Okay.
Because they kept kind of referring to it as like this pod.
Did they send out that, like, maybe you'll get into it, but did they send out that information to like wherever other orcas are with scientists following them
Yeah,
to
I
say
think-
like, check this out?
I think the paper was just recently published.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the word's getting out and everybody's going to start watching for that.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see if it's something that, you know, like nobody just even thought to, like nobody noticed before.
Yeah.
They just thought it was like orcas being orcas,
Yeah.
like he originally did.
Orcas
And
being
is it-
orcas.
Is it something they've learned, or is it instinct,
Right.
or something like that?
Well, so to answer the earlier question, what they're doing, or what we suspect they're doing, is it's just kind of like removing dead skin and parasites, and it's also like social bonding.
We all got to exfoliate, and it's
Yeah.
always better to have somebody else exfoliate.
Yeah, and when you go to like a spa or something, you
Yeah.
normally go with a friend. It's a bonding experience.
Yeah.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Travy J. I know you meant it, too. Thanks, dude.
So in the paper, they also mentioned they examined how they acquired the kelp, and they would actually just grab it with their teeth, and then they would shorten it and shape it into like the ideal scrubbing mat that would hang off the side of their mouth while they're swimming. So they would actually like make the kelp a specific shape.
They're fashioning it into
Yeah,
a tool.
like bespoke kelp for
Dang.
Are they? Are they?
fuck?
Is this something they're certain of, or is it just a theory?
I think just the fact that they've seen it happen so many times that they're pretty certain, like it's doing something to them.
What if it's like spreading a scent so they all smell the same?
That could be as well, like a form of communication.
Either way, they're still. Orcas are my favorite.
Yeah.
Orcas are my favorite animal.
Well, because think, how else are you going to get like shit off of you when you don't have arms?
Dude, exfoliate, baby.
Yeah.
For real though, Patrick, orca's your favorite.
I think orcas are my favorite animal.
Marine animal?
Dude, I've been thinking
Or
about it.
animal.
The entire animal
I think there's a. I think the only other one would be elephant of any variety,
Yeah.
but orca. I mean, dude, god dang.
I mean,
We have talked about orcas so much in going on mid 5 seasons.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is the same animal that literally rips a shark apart, like surgically, takes a liver out just to get nutrient, like straight to it. We've talking about the same animal that sinks boats because boats for whatever reason. What else? Oh, they wear salmon hats.
Yeah.
They wear salmon hats.
Yeah, there's been.
What else? I don't even know.
Yeah,
what
we've
else,
had quite
dude.
a few stories.
Good lordy, dude. They,
Yeah.
I mean, they just by default they have to be in your top 3.
And they can do all of that with those just like plain ass bodies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just pure intelligence at that point. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Like you do that with no arms and a tail,
Yeah.
a fin, a flapper, whatever. Keep going.
So these observations did take place at the end of 2024, like over the winter 2024, and the paper was just published. So I'm sure there's more and more happening now that they're, like found marine animals using tools. Like that's a pretty big deal. Previously,
Totes.
primates have been the only animals that have been observed using tools.
I'm skeptical of that.
I kind of am too.
I think I think it depends what the definition of a tool
Because
is.
there's baboons that use sticks
Well, they're
to pull
primates.
out.
Yeah, they're you just named a primate.
Oh, I thought you just meant
No.
chimpanzees.
Like all primates, us.
Well, like birds, ravens will use.
I think it depends and that's where I don't know like what the definition of a tool is. Because I know like
they know to drop rocks into water they can't get to in a bottle because it'll fill it up.
yeah. And see, that's where I don't know if it's considered a tool. Like if it's, I don't know.
I don't
We'll have
either.
to look into that.
Like more than one time use.
Like you have to manipulate it. I don't know.
Make it. I don't know. Fashion it.
Yeah.
For right now, Travy J and
Very
I
interesting.
detest.
Yeah. Well, to cap off the story, Weiss, who was the gentleman who originally observed this behavior, said, "What I find most remarkable is that despite this apparently being a common behavior," he's talking about aloe kelping, "we see it most days we fly our drone over these wells. It hadn't been observed in this population despite nearly 50 years of dedicated observation. To me, this demonstrates not just the power of new observation methods, but also how much we still have to learn about these animals." So it is like we keep seeing more and more drone stuff, and even underwater drones, like the subs, capturing the squids. And
I think too with the drones, maybe not underwater so much, but like the above water drones, it's got to be like picking up more natural interaction because of just purely it's like planet Earth.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Where they just stay away and let the animals do what they do. And they got to be like, I imagine that if you drive a boat up to a thing of orcas, they're dropping the kelp and rolling
And
Oh, yeah.
or sinking it.
orcas seem like they're like smart enough that their behavior would change when they knew humans were around.
Or anything else, you know? Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, even humans change their behavior when they know they're being watched.
Yeah.
That's
Huh?
true. Yeah.
Yeah?
I am nothing like I am on the podcast.
All right, so the next story is about honeybees.
Oh,
We've heard about honeybees dying off for a while now. I
Yep.
feel like it's been in the news cycle.
bring us up,
every
dude.
year.
Bring us up.
Oof, sorry, Patty.
Oh, man.
Between June 2024 and January of 2025, 62% of the commercial honeybee colonies in the U.S. died. And this is a record die-off following the previous year of a 55% die-off.
How many bees is that?
So it halved.
Yeah, like
2
almost
years
2
in a
years in a
row.
row, over halved.
How many
It's got to be millions of bees. I'm not exactly sure.
beehives?
Well, the
I'd
U.S.
say billions of bees, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant like how many like hives or whatever you just said. Like maybe not individual bees, but like
Well, so once this study was published, which is by an independent group, but it seemed like their surveys are pretty exhaustive. Like they can be pretty well trusted. That was when the USDA like jumped in, and then they started researching. So they performed forensics on 113 different colonies.
okay.
And they tested a little bit of everything. They took the bees, some of the dead bees, some of the dead mites, spoiler alert, and some of the beeswax, some of the honeycomb, and tested it all.
Okay.
Like
So-
a crime scene.
Yeah, first we'll get into, like, it took the USDA 6 months to do all of this investigation to
Okay.
figure out what it was that actually killed the colonies.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess pollution.
Well, I already said it. Mites.
Did you say that? Is
Yeah.
that why you said spoiler alert?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I was wrong.
So nearly all of the dead colonies that they tested positive for bee viruses that are spread by parasitic mites. And what's even worse is that every mite that they tested resistant to amitraz, which is a miticide, which is a version of a pesticide. Miticide's like a specific for mites.
Right.
Amitraz is the one that they're currently using that they knew like its resistance was gaining, but they didn't realize it had gone this far to where like every bee tested resistant to it. And they're doing like DNA profiling. Like they'll sequence the DNA of these mites and see if they have the gene of resistance.
Is there another miticide?
So they're certain that it's not, the chemicals aren't killing the bees.
Well, Matthew Mullica of the Keystone Policy Center, which they lead the focus in honeybee health, points out that, like, yeah, mites are probably the deadly blow to kill the bees, but pesticide exposure, inadequate nutrition could also just make them weaker and more susceptible to disease.
Yeah.
But then the mites come in and they don't stand a chance against the viruses that the mites are spreading.
No shit.
So since, like, you asked how many different miticides there are.
Yeah. Like, just do another one.
Yeah, since the 1980s.
Not just. That sounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, just if the mites are evolving, we should be able to evolve ahead of it, right? You would think.
I would.
So since the 1980s, mites have evolved to become resistant to at least 4 major miticides, with amitraz being like the last one, because the miticides are very difficult, very time consuming. It's like a very expensive process to develop a new miticide, because you have to think whatever they're treating the bees with have to kill a mite but not harm the bees and not harm humans. Like,
Yeah, that is a lot of, like, walls.
yeah. And like, bees pollinate, they're responsible for pollinating up to 90 different commercial crops. They are super important.
So are they close to coming up with a new miticide, or like what's the play here?
No, it seems like what they're angling towards now is more breeding bees to be resistant to mites, to what they're transmitting.
That makes more
super
sense
bee.
and more of a long-term. Well, I guess
The bees are gonna take
the mites
over.
could freaking evolve again to
Yeah.
get those bees. But is it just going to be a continuing battle till the end of time?
I'm sure it is.
Either way you go about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that white-nosed bat syndrome.
Yeah.
Or I don't think that's what it was called. Something, the fungus on their nose. We don't have anything to combat that either. Stuff does evolve faster. It's kind of crazy that it evolves faster than we can keep up with it. Like,
Well, there
the
is two good ways to mitigate it. I mean, hypothetically.
the
One's
mites.
well, both. I'm talking about one for the bats, one for the mites. Is one for the bats, stay out of the fucking cave
Yeah.
and let the bats do their thing, or with the mites, potentially don't pollute, don't put chemicals where the bees are, all those sorts of things, if that comes to fruition.
The hard thing is they can't pinpoint that is actually
Right.
causing it.
Right.
All they know is the mites definitely are. And think if there's 90 commercial crops that bees are pollinating, because normally how it works is, like, I have a huge bee colony.
Right.
And you're an apple farmer. You pay me to bring my bees to your farm,
Yep.
leave them there for like a week or so. So, like, I don't know what you're spraying on your plants. Like, I'm sure there may, like, is some kind of agreement, because you don't want my bees to die. You need my bees to pollinate your apple
Right.
trees.
So do the mites spread because they'll be on a bee and then they'll go to a flower and leave some mites behind, and then another bee picks them up?
I didn't see
How do they get from hive to hive?
I didn't see exactly how they do that, other than the USDA put out like a kind of an alert saying to help prevent mites is rotating through miticide, sterilizing equipment with alcohol or fire, and isolating colonies that you suspect are infected. So it seems like it's like once it's in the colony, it just spreads through the colony. And I don't know
Wow.
exactly where they do pick them up. I would assume while they're out pollinating.
What was the percentage you said in the beginning of this story? 64?
62%.
62? God
pretty crazy,
dang, that is a hell of commercial bees.
Yeah.
Do they know that if this is spreading into like
Private?
Yeah, like
natural
Smaller business?
Yeah.
or just wild bee populations?
I'm not entirely sure. I wouldn't think so, because they didn't mention that. Maybe if it is, maybe it's just like a negligible amount. If your colony's not, because think of like a commercial cow farm. Those cows are going to be way more susceptible to catching diseases than like a local 30,
Oh, I
30
see.
30 cow farm or whatever.
Yeah, but cows can't fly from plant to plant to plant.
I'm just giving an example.
It'd be cool if they could.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
So I did look up cow fast. So 62% of colonies wiped out. They can get back on their feet pretty fast. I looked up how long it takes. And like a big part of it is if the queen survives. If the queen survives, I think like they can turn it around and start laying eggs in like 1 to 2 weeks. And after 16 days, or 3 to 4 weeks, the colony's almost back to full strength. So, or they can buy another queen and repopulate their colony, but it won't be like a strong honey producing colony for like a year.
Right.
So if this happens to like a beekeeper year after year after year, they're gonna like they can't survive.
Yeah.
Like, the
This is
bees just can't do anything.
a tangent. How much honey, or how long does it take from hive to honey?
Well, it
Like
takes
in one of those, stereotypical.
I mean, it takes 1 to 2 seasons for a hive to start producing honey. Like that first season, they're not going to.
Are they like in their building?
I don't know exactly, like if that's when they're building like the honeycomb or whatever.
Creating.
But yeah, I think maybe just getting used to their environment. I'm not entirely sure. I just know it said it takes 1 to 2 seasons.
They have some pretty cool hives or whatever online. And Ashley and I have been wanting one. And then my barber, he actually has a colony or whatever. And he said the turnaround's pretty quick. And those hives are really cool because they come with like a spigot at the bottom. So you just, the images when you're going to buy it, you just put like a mason jar underneath it and turn the spigot on and honey comes out, fill that up, turn it off, and keep going.
Bring a little smoker thing out.
Yeah, and they like crack the hive, and they're very like, or this guy said that like the way these hives are being made is very like non-invasive to the bees. So this guy said that he bought all that garb and everything and hasn't worn it once.
Oh, dang.
The bees don't, it's like whatever.
No, I don't. I wouldn't.
But dude, it'd be sweet to get one like in
the
each
first
little
time.
neighborhood.
The first time you go out, you gotta.
I don't know, dude.
You're risking it.
I think it'd be sweet, like if like little pockets of neighborhoods or neighborhoods themselves would get one, collectively.
Yeah.
And then you just watch that neighborhood just blossom.
Were they talking about that in Fort Wayne recently about?
But see, that's
having beehives in your backyard?
But see, that's
You
the
can have
thing.
beehives in your
like
backyard,
everybody would
yeah.
have to agree that nobody's going to use pesticides, fertilizers. Like you have to be very careful. Like the whole neighborhood would have to.
Well, there's a lot of bee producers, and I'm not saying that this is good whatsoever, but there's a lot of hive owners and that they'll have them for like this is how fast the turnaround is from an empty one. You can get bees in like winter or late winter, early spring.
Yeah.
Get those into your hive. By summer or fall, you're starting to get honey out of that, and they'll just let that colony die over and over again because it's really not like terribly expensive. But that is like people do that. My barber was complaining about that. I think it's miserable. I'm just saying, like in terms of the turnaround statement. So
Yeah, and
terrible,
Like
but-
you said, the unfortunate thing is the USDA got these mitigating tips to help, which kind of seemed like common sense. To begin with, but like the next bee season's already started because it's like early spring is when they start their new colonies. So yeah.
Trivia question.
Oh, well,
You got that in just in time.
get it in, brother.
Lucky. What do you call whatever, like a farm of bees?
A colony.
A farm of bees.
A bee farm.
Or that profession, I guess. I don't know.
This is quite the trivia question.
A bee farm.
Yeah, what do you call a bee farm? I don't know the answer.
I don't know. I don't know. What the fuck?
I know it's like a.
What do you call a corn farm?
It's not aviary. It's something else, right?
I have no idea.
Apiary.
Is it apiary?
That might be it because I play Medieval Dynasty, shout out, and one of the things you can put in your village is, I believe, an apiary, and all she has is beehives.
Oh.
She's a honeycomb and honey producer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You thought I was crazy.
Apiary. Boy, dude, Medieval Dynasty coming in handy, baby.
History.
Yay.
All right, that was it.
Yeah, that was awesome, B-Rad.
Good stories.
Orcas are my favorite.
They're
Favorite
pretty,
animal.
They're pretty cool.
100%.
Yep.
Elephants are off the table.
No, tight squeeze with an elephant. I just watched a video of an elephant picking a gazelle up out of water so it didn't drown. Have you seen this?
Oh yeah, I did.
It like wraps its tusk and then it goes later to check on it. I mean, like,
hey, bro.
dude, it's just the most badass animal. I mean, so those, I think for me, if it's my favorite animal, it's got to just have this level of intelligence that is like unheard of.
Like compassion,
knowledge, science, whatever it is. Self-awareness. Yeah. Then you like get into that like plateau of favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
Octopus, cuttlefish.
Sure. Yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
Primates.
Yeah.
Well,
Bonobos stealing, or no, capuchin monkeys stealing bonobos for fun.
There's a lot of animals out there.
Yeah.
But we've got some stories
Yeah.
to tell.
Yes, we do.
And let's get into what you guys did in Michigan first.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about it.
All right.
Well, we started in Grayling, Michigan.
Yep.
Where's that?
And if we use Travis's Michigan as a hand figure,
Pretty common.
it's probably like the big knuckle on your middle finger.
Yeah. That's
right
good
in the
call, dude.
Yeah.
Center of the top.
Kind of right in the
Dang.
middle towards the top.
I know exactly where you're talking.
And we rode a river, actually, more
Paddled.
like the river, or wait.
Whoa.
Oh, dude. He's
was
about to say it right.
deliverance.
He's about to say it
We
right.
rode the river
Yeah.
more than it rode us. But yeah, so we took the river all the way to Lake Huron, 125 miles.
125 miles, dude. It's up for discussion of what you call it when you do a whole river. But as far as I'm concerned, we thru-paddled the Au Sable.
Yeah.
I wanted to go on that one with you.
Man, I said it well over 5 times throughout the whole trip that you would have farted and dug it.
Oh, I know it.
Oh, yeah.
No knees needed on this trip, but lots of back.
Boy, fingers, hands, forearms, shoulders, traps.
Buys.
Oof.
Yeah, dude. Brad thinks Brad said this was the hardest trip he's been on, dude.
Yeah, I think it was.
Which
like,
blows my mind.
Like I had to dig the deepest because it kicked our ass.
You got big legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have meaty thighs.
It kicked our ass up until the minute we walked into the hotel.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, it's
Kicked our
very
ass.
true. I think Logan said something at some point like this trip, like there was no shortcut, there was no ease. It tested your resolve like the entirety of the time.
Yeah.
So did you have
Logan,
to be focused the whole time?
Not necessarily focused. Like it wasn't that kind of resolve. Right? You know what I mean? Like
but you couldn't dilly-dally around for too long.
no.
Like we would stop and swim, but it was like 5 minutes. We got to get back on the river.
I agree.
Dang.
It was, I mean, because you had to, when Brad said that, I'm not sure how Brad said it now because he said it 2 different ways, but generally the nice part about paddling that you don't get in backpacking is that when you stop backpacking, stop walking, everything stops. You're not covering nothing.
Yeah.
And on a paddling trip, you can take a breather, let her ride for a minute.
Yeah.
And you're going to get downriver, whether or not it's like a short straightaway or a long straightaway, you're going to get down there. The Au Sable, except for one section from Mayo Dam to something else, that river didn't help you at all.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about
Yeah.
that. You said
Dude.
you had to work to get
It was insane.
upriver.
Because if you stop,
downriver.
like I had my camera, I was taking photos the whole time.
Yeah, he was, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Like, because every time he took a photo, he had to then regain his, what do you call it, momentum.
Because every time I would stop to take a photo, I would start turning one way or the other, and I would try to steer myself into the direction I want to spin towards whatever I'm taking a photo of. But then you're like, stop. You have to straighten back out and then get going again.
Yeah.
And these guys would be 50 yards down the river for me just stopping for 2 seconds to take a couple photos.
Yeah,
So it
you,
was like a
you
bear.
had to keep your momentum.
Yeah.
Probably good for your photo taking, though.
It was
Skills?
like the point of view of the photos I got was amazing because you're basically like on the river taking photos.
Yeah.
The eye level to the river.
Yeah, anybody out there, check out Brad's Blue Sky. We try to post some of them on our Blue Sky, but check out his. There's a lot of like the common mergansers, that photo
Yeah.
of like that cluster.
Whole family of
It
them.
was so cool. It was
All
just
of them, I was like, I can't
right there.
believe that you
Yeah.
saw all of that.
Yeah.
And
Right.
You got pictures of it.
I think we counted like what we did it on the ride home was like 50 species of
50-something
birds
Not
alone.
not to mention like all the mammals. And
Yeah,
stuff.
otter,
River
beaver,
yeah, the
all that.
otters.
We slept where beavers were making a dam too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Like, I don't want to start this off like Brad and I are just grumbling about,
Oh,
which
no.
I guess we did start it off that way because
sounded
the
awful.
other side to that was, so as far as I understand
Well,
it,
let's go over. Let's
Yeah,
start.
go ahead.
So we started in Grayling.
Yes.
We rented kayaks from a place called Borchers,
Borchers,
they were awesome.
primo canoe and kayak rental place, ball and bed and breakfast.
Yeah, and we wish
Yeah.
we would have stayed in the bed and breakfast.
Yeah, it would
Like
have been cool.
Outfitters too.
Not so much of an outfitters.
They did sell a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was mainly only stuff you would need. You forgot your sunscreen. They sell sunscreen.
Right. Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
way too much for Brad.
No, but it just wasn't that. It was just a canoe and kayak
Yeah.
rental. It's been there forever.
And you drop straight in off their front porch into the river. They're
Yep.
super helpful. Like they pulled the canoes off to the side. They were like, take your time packing them. Whenever you're ready, we'll get you in the water. And I think we even mentioned, I think I said, I normally backpack. It's my first time doing this. These guys have done it, but I haven't.
Yeah.
And he was like, I saw you guys load your canoes. You did it in a quarter, half the time everybody else did.
Yeah.
Everybody tries to bring their whole kitchen sink. So he's like, backpackers normally do great doing this. So, but then we asked him, like, how many people finish this that start it? And he said, about 50% finish it. So, you know me right then, I'm like, well, shit, now we have to finish it. We can't be in the other 50%.
Or figure out
60%,
why.
60,
Only 50% finish.
60 boats start it.
Yeah.
30% or 30 of them finish it.
We figured that
year.
out. We figured that out after the
Yeah.
fact.
Yep.
Because we asked him just like, how many boats do that? Like, how many do you rent out every year to do this?
Dude, because it was pretty wild when we first started. Like, anybody, like Brad got laughed at. Like, I've never actually
Yeah.
seen it. Like, sitcom laugh. And then she's like, ha ha ha. Wait, really? And Brad was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to Oscoda. She's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, pretty.
they're-
So we thought we were a little crazy. Like, what the fuck are we doing out here?
Because there is like the route we were doing, it's 125 miles every July, or I think it's July. It's
Yeah, they're
in-
doing it this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a race, and it's like internet. Like, people from around the world come to do this race.
Yeah.
And it's when we were in Oscoda at the end, because they're getting ready for the race coming up at the end of July. They had banners on all the light poles of all the previous winners, and they went back to like the 40s, 50s. Like, this race has been going on forever.
Yeah, it must have been. Yep.
Yeah. There was a dude that won it like 18 times.
Yeah,
many boats are in
18
the
times
race?
surge.
Oh, like 120 or something, they said.
Wow.
And they're canoes, right?
What would you say
Yeah.
the average width of this river is?
Well, see, that's what I was getting. Can I get into that part? So that's what I was getting into. Is like as much complaining as we're doing because of it. I mean, this is a paddling river. I think my watch said it one day we averaged like 22,000 paddle strokes.
Yeah.
So like it is a paddling river. If I was gonna go on it, like bring my kid or bring my wife or whatever, you would want to do like one section of it. And I think we met a couple of people that did that one section in 3 days. You know what I mean? So it takes a minute.
Yeah.
But
And he said when people normally, like when they do try to through paddle, they hit that first portage and they're like, oh yeah, I'm done.
dude, yeah.
There's 6 portages. They hit the first one.
In behind 6 ponds, which
They
are
just
more
don't-
like lakes.
The carrying all the gear and boat.
It's just
If
hard.
you're not planning, if you don't have, I think that if you don't have that backpacker history or the knowledge of how to carry gear like that, that would be a real struggle. Like
Yeah.
if you did bring your quote unquote kitchen sink, jeez.
Pain
Yeah.
in the ass.
Like, oh, what? I mean, because those portages too, you're on water level, and then those portages are about 1.5 to 2 feet above your kayak
like the steps to get up.
to steps to
Yeah.
get up.
You're
and then
literally climbing up and over the dam.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just difficult. But we're doing a lot of harping, and I just want to
Yeah.
get like one thing in because
of course, 50%.
yeah.
You guys make it sound.
Right, but as far as like birding, like great atmosphere,
And
but
scenic, yes.
and scenic. So normally when, as far as I understand it, a small, like thinner river, less wide river, it's going to be faster. That water has not so much places to go, and it's going that one direction. So you're going to get a lot of that gradient. You're going to get a lot of the speed, maybe like class 2, class 3 rapids, something like that. So you're doing nothing but maneuvering. Like, you know what I mean? So there's not a lot of time to really take it in. I think Logan asked me a couple times, like, because I just kept commenting on the beauty. He goes, well, do you think it's more beautiful or you just have time to, like, really take it in? And that very much could be the case. But because it's so wide, around every bend, you get just, like, this panoramic or scenic view of these trees that are 200 feet off or above the river, this gorgeous river taking this bend, sometimes marsh, you know, a blue heron or a bald eagle up there. It's just every bend was breathtakingly stunning.
I mean, that sounds kind of like right down our alley.
You, Travy J, you would have loved it.
Oh, I would have
loved it. Yeah. And so there is that.
Yeah, and it was like, because it was pretty wide the whole way, and it was pretty shallow, probably 80% of the time.
Yeah, I think the average depth on it's like
high.
3 or 4 feet or something. Yeah.
And you could see the bottom, and it's like rock, pebble, riverbed, and then sand on the edges. Every campsite we went to, it was like sand.
Yeah, like a perfect pull-in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was like all the campsites, because we stayed at U.S. Forest Service campsites. We stayed at state park campsites. Some of them were first come, first serve. Some were permitted. But like the permitted ones, I don't know how we could have planned ahead to get a permitted site, because we basically just pulled up, and if nobody was there, we just hoped nobody would show up and stay, because they locked the permitting out 3 days prior to the date. So then it's first come, first serve. But we didn't really know. Like, there's no way of knowing if it's not available because it was rented or because it's 3 days out.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know what kind of treasures I could find in those
we saw
Michigan?
We saw people were out there snorkeling.
Yep. For sure.
There was a lot of
so many fossils and awesome rocks out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, there was no development. I mean, the first part of it, maybe quarter, there were some houses scattered along it, and we went through the Holy Waters, which is like
one of the world's greatest trout spots, dude. The Holy Waters. Isn't that badass name? I want that to be my new Xbox gamer tag.
It says entering the Holy Waters.
Yeah, it does. There was one dude out there that when we passed him, he was like probably 45 feet away from the landing, or the what do they call it? Put in.
Yeah.
And we passed him and came up to that put in for lunch, and then he comes walking up behind us, and we're like, "Did you catch anything?" He goes, "Nope." What did he say?
I wanted to say I threw my bait in the Holy Waters.
Yep, that's right, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. Hey, I want to get to a little bit of the gear, but I also, just really quick, Brad had one of the most disgusting experiences.
Oh, man.
And I say this because we were talking about the sandy shores, and I just would really like if Brad told you the story of the bottom of his feet.
So if you get grossed out easily, like fast forward to minute 30 here.
Yeah, I get grossed out, and I will be
quick.
taking a break.
It's horror.
So
horror.
Like every day at lunch, we stopped to swim for the most part, like cool off. It felt so nice. Like the water felt like the temp was like just cold enough that it was hard to get into, but it felt really good once you did.
It was real hard to get into.
So I made a habit of always putting my water shoes on when I would get out of my boat. And they're like Columbia, like they're actually like sneakers, but they're water shoes. And this one time I didn't, and I got in the boat. We got to our campsite like 4 hours later, put my water shoes on, dragged all the gear up, and it was like up a steep hill to get to the camp, and drug our kayaks out of the water. I sit down and change into my camp shoes, and there's a huge leech on the bottom of my foot.
Oh my!
Like a big fatty,
God, big old fatty, like from the great outdoors.
Because it'd been like, I couldn't believe it didn't get crushed when I had my shoes on. I don't know how it survived that, but
it's an
good
alien.
arches, man.
Good arches.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
But so I was freaking out. Never had a leech on me before. Was trying to scrape it off. Couldn't get it off. Tried pulling it off, and it was just so gross. Like I couldn't pull it. And so somebody threw me a lighter, and I burned it, and it just fell off. And then I took a towel and wiped my foot, and there was like 20 to 30 tiny little hair-sized mini leeches all over my foot, tails wiggling. It looked like an alien took
It
over my foot.
was so gross.
You were growing thick
Yeah.
hairs.
Yeah.
I was disturbed. And Logan was our friend that went on it with us. I don't think we said that.
Yeah.
He was the third. And he was like, he's one of those guys. It's like, oh, that's so cool. And I was like, get him. How do I get him? I get him off of me. Like nothing. So I took an alcohol wipe and like wiped my foot with it, and they all came off with that. But then I like wiped everything with an alcohol wipe.
Oh yeah,
Because
gross.
it was so disgusting.
Then he got poison ivy.
Yeah, at the same campsite.
Yeah.
Still have poison ivy.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad and I
fucked up.
flip flopped
This
this
wasn't
year.
my trip.
No.
That was in the holy waters?
No, this was
This was just
well
after,
outside
yeah.
of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't
Yeah.
have happened in the holy waters.
And it was like just some little edge where the sand wasn't there, and it was just like silty mud. And
Yeah.
I stepped in that silty mud,
is
and
that
that's
where
where I'm pretty sure that's where I got him.
Man.
Yeah, it was very disturbing. I'm still disturbed by it.
Jesus
But
Christ.
like every now and then, check your feet.
Yeah, like I never stepped foot in the water without a shoe on again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was horrible.
Did you do a whole shakedown
Oh, yeah.
after that?
Pretty much every day after that.
So I want to move us forward just a little bit because I do want to get to Travy J as well. We got to learn a little bit more about his trip. But gear wise, dude, I have two little things. One of them, your Garmin again.
Yeah.
Like just another savior device. He was communicating with Marcus. He tried to communicate with you, and you never
I'm
responded.
Still waiting for a weather report from Travis.
It was just awesome to get those 3-day weather reports. It was just for anybody out there that's looking for a safety device. That Garmin is gnarly.
Yeah. I will say one thing to keep in mind is update your location, because I noticed I was set like on a Wyoming location. So for a day or two, I was getting Wyoming weather forecast.
You're like, it's snowing.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, no, it's not. Garmin is fucked.
Very helpful.
But yeah, it
Yeah.
came in, and we were like, I was messaging somebody to try to see if they can book one of those campsites for us.
Yeah,
and
it
we
was-
realized that like it was 3 days out and we couldn't.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then the other one I want you to talk about a little bit is your Katahdin Be Free.
Oh yeah,
I think that was just another kind of like, I think that might have changed our water bottle game, dude.
Yeah, like Patty had a Life Straw collapsible bottle.
Yep.
I had a Katahdin Be Free collapsible bottle, and they were both a liter big, and it was just so nice. Like it's easy to fill, no matter if it's shallow water, running water, like deep water, because you're literally just scooping it out.
It's a bag.
Yeah, it's basically a bag. Yeah, and then you screw on the filter on top. And then your drinking nozzle is just like the old sports Gatorade
Right.
bottles.
Dude,
And
in
that-
the
and that had
flow?
like a
You have to
cap.
squeeze it, or
Yeah, and you didn't even. It would have came out like it.
pretty easy.
I know when I
the
dropped
flow
it.
was awesome
flow.
on these.
Oh, yeah.
Way
Great
different
flow.
than the Sawyer Mini that
Yeah.
I'm generally used to. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I
that that thing changed the game for us, I think.
And it weighs
backpacking
nothing.
even.
No
yeah.
kidding?
Oh yeah.
Because I would even still squeeze it into I still had a smart water bottle or whatever, and I would always squeeze a liter into that and then fill that bottle again. Because then I could put liquid IV and stuff. Because that's the problem is you can't put like flavor enhancers.
Like
or
any one of those
electrolytes.
drink straight out of the filter thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which-
it was awesome.
Which brings me to the Grail that I finally got to take out into the field. And
Grail?
my Grail water bottle, it's the GeoPress. I mean, both Logan and I got quite a few looks, got quite a few, like, way to go, bud,
Some
like
of
your
them are
Grails.
Some of them are for me laughing.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
trying to press it while in a kayak.
But I was just about to say, I will say that like the where the Sawyer or the Katahdin one is just the ease of it. The GeoPress or whatever the smaller one is, the Grail, it is quite a bit more difficult because of that reverse kind of engineering it has for the filter. Quite a bit more difficult, but I think where it still wins is the idea that it's that reverse filter. So the tub that you're drinking out of, that water comes through the filter into that tub, so it's clean drinking water right there, which means that you can dump liquid IV or a flavor enhancer or electrolytes straight into that tub and drink out of it.
I'm gonna have to take a look at that thing.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
See
pretty
how that
interesting.
works.
Yeah.
Also, I used, instead of like having a backpack, obviously we're kayaking, I had 3 Sea to Summit Big River dry bags.
Ah,
A
nice.
60 liter, 40 liter, 20
yeah.
liter.
Yeah.
And like the 20 liter had all my camera equipment, my electronics and stuff. And then I put that stuff inside another backpacking dry sack. But then you can buy sling straps for them. Like I made my 60 liter into a backpack for when we're portaging. And then my 40 liter, I had a strap on it so that slung on the front of my body. Then I could just pull my canoe or kayak. They work great.
Yep.
Those bags are awesome.
Agreed.
They're way thicker and more durable.
So you brought pretty much everything you would on a hiking trip with you except for the backpack.
Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't. I don't know that there was anything I took that I wouldn't take backpacking.
The only thing I did different, I mean, I think we all did it, is we all brought tent and then we all brought the hammocks.
Yeah.
Like, not my entire hammock setup, but like just the hammock and the Atlas straps. I brought that.
Yeah.
Ended up sleeping in that more than I did the tent.
The one night I tried sleeping in a hammock, I got ate up by bugs like crazy.
Yeah.
That was the night I was asking for a forecast to see if it was going to rain.
Was this Brad's just bad trip?
Yeah.
Dude, he got stung from the outside of the hammock. They were just getting
going
his
through
back,
the
dude.
hammock.
Yeah.
What the heck?
And I lost my spoon. I think I may have threw on the very first night at our campsite. I think I left my spoon in my freeze dried like mountain house bag. And I was in a rush to get out because it was the morning, like get it back on the river. And I think I threw it away inside my mountain house bag.
Now you know how it
Pretty
feels,
crazy.
man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sucks.
but the thing I did differently than you was 2 days later, we passed campers, and I told myself, if we see campers today, I'm asking them for a plastic spoon. And sure as shit, we saw some campers pretty early. And everybody out there is like, hey, how's it going? Like, you know, because we're going so slow by them because the river's not moving.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you guys have a plastic fork? And they were like, what? And I said, do you have a plastic fork? And they all kind of look at each other and they're like, no, but we have a metal one. I was like, I can't take a metal one. And they said, it's just a spoon. Who cares? I was asking for a spoon, not a fork. And so I went over there and they gave me a spoon. So
It was
then I had a
awesome.
spoon the rest of the trip.
Dude, and that would have been amazing to have.
It was awesome.
Because I didn't even eat breakfast that day because I was like, I'm getting a spoon.
Yeah.
And I didn't bring mine on a trip, and we passed those freaking campers.
Yeah.
Not asking them for a spoon was the biggest mistake
And I
made
kept
that
telling
whole
him,
trip.
like, I was like nudging him, like, dude, go ask for a spoon.
I was like, I don't want to bother him.
you're not bothering
no,
him,
you're like, I need to learn my lesson.
Yeah.
I don't deserve a spoon.
Well, I have lungs. Why would I
Yeah.
need a old Travy J?
But it was awesome. I think the last cool thing was the Big Agnes Mountain Glow camp lights.
Yeah.
Like I use those, and those things are awesome.
yeah.
Like I'm definitely taking those backpacking.
So you guys were camping just ashore, like
Yeah, right off the
wherever,
river.
or these designated spots?
There were some off the grid sites. Luckily, because there was a night where the campsite was full. There was like a whole family having a reunion or something, and these are all boat-in campsites too. So it was kind of cool seeing that.
That was cool.
But then we had to keep going down the river, and luckily we found some like off the grid campsites.
Yep.
Sweet.
Even those were awesome, like amazing campsites.
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, little
Burn
babbling
fires?
brook. Yeah, we didn't have a fire every night because like we were rowing 10 hours. We were on the river 10 hours a day, so
And
it was
you
like
would have to make it because Patrick's asleep.
yeah.
Actually, I'm the only one that attempted to make them.
Really?
Sure, yeah.
What?
A coworker of mine, John, he gave me these little fire starters, so I told him I'd take them on the trip and try them, and they worked pretty darn well.
Yeah.
It's just I wasn't going to keep the fire going.
It was kind of funny because we were sitting there and it was just smoldering and smoldering for like 30 minutes. And we were like, well, it's still hot. Then we're all just sitting around and eventually it just erupts in fire. We're like, hey, there we go.
That's my kind of fire.
Yeah.
But hey, I think that's enough about us. Let's learn a little bit about Travy J's experience,
Yeah.
dude. He also took a vacation. Travy J, you mentioned it earlier. You went to Charlevoix,
Yep.
Michigan.
I was also in Michigan.
What on earth did you do there? Explain more about the Petosky stone and what you did.
Well, the reason I couldn't go on this riverboat trip was because back in December, I went to Debbie's workplace party and I won a trip to a cottage basically in Charlevoix, Michigan for a
Lucky
weekend.
bastard.
It's so random.
It's so random.
So random.
But the place was absolutely beautiful, the house and the town of Charlevoix. Like I said, it's like the pinky finger of Michigan. And so I was pretty excited about that. And then come to find out it's pretty near Petosky. which Petosky's famous for these certain kind of coral fossils that wash up on the shores that people, they're pretty, I guess if you're a geologist, maybe it's famous, but
Yeah.
it's mostly within Michigan and northern Indiana, I think. But everybody wants to go find a Petosky stone when they go to Petosky, Michigan.
Yeah. After you talked to us about it the other day, I was like, I want one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just got fired up. I bought some of these little bags that were like kind of, I don't know, nets.
Rock hounding bags.
Rock hounding bags. And
That's hilarious, dude. I don't know if the listeners know exactly what
spray bottles, so we can spray the rocks. See what they look like.
You had them a little bit ago, where you're spraying off the rock so we could see it better, and I was just like, damn, dude, Travy J, and Brad and their hobbies, and Brad has $3,000 worth of camera gear. You have a $2 plastic bottle,
looking for rocks.
But there's something about it.
What's funny, I just watched The Brutalist, and when they go to look at that limestone in Italy, the guy pours a bottle of water over it so they could see it better.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
It's so much fun.
It makes sense.
And I'm just so happy that Debbie was into it too. As soon as we got there, it was like an ADHD paradise out there. You're just always on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Looking, spraying a rock. Well, that one might be interesting, spraying it, and just hoping you find something badass. And what's cool about up there is very often you find something badass.
Yeah, it's like the epicenter.
Yeah. And like out in the public places in Charlevoix and Petosky, you're allowed to take 25 pounds of rocks.
Damn.
Is that a year?
Annually, yeah. But when those waters get rough out there, it turns those stones over and over. That's why they're all smooth and stuff.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So I got a picture, and you had a sunburn that looked like you were wearing a thong.
No.
How do you get a sunburn like that?
By wearing a thong,
I
Brad,
couldn't
and
figure-
don't judge.
That's the only way. I couldn't figure out how else you get a
Well,
sunburn like that.
I was in the shape of a plumber the whole time I'm out there digging rocks.
Oh, and that was your midriff.
Yeah, my ass crack was out, and then my shirt was up a little bit, and I got a sunburn right above my cheeks that looks exactly like a thong.
It's the funniest looking sunburn I've ever seen. I don't know if we could post that on Blue Sky because his ass cheeks are kind of hanging out.
We can do
funny.
it.
Debbie was laughing at me.
It looks so funny.
Well, I thought it was funny as hell.
Hell
It's
yeah.
like perfect whale tail.
Yeah.
Right
So
above.
I have a question for you as well. I know you found the Petosky stone, and you made a special trip for that Petosky stone, but you also mentioned Charlevoix stone.
Yeah, they're I guess the lesser known, because I had never heard of it, but there is a Charlevoix stone, which is a different kind of coral that fossil, which all of these, like the Petosky stone and these Charlevoix stones, are coral fossils, and they're like 350 million years old, older than dinosaurs, like one of the first periods of life on Earth. And
It's so crazy to think about.
yeah.
Dude, blows my mind.
Because
So
the
that-
continent may have, was it Pangea then? Was
I think it
North
was-
America even a landmass?
Yeah, Travis, what was it?
It was like the time of the dinosaurs,
Okay.
wasn't it?
So this is before
Man,
that.
could be wrong too.
Because
but-
wasn't the Appalachian
But
Mountains
it's way before that.
created
Way before
by
dinosaurs.
two continents coming together?
several times actually?
Yeah.
Because there was the Appalachian Mountains are made up of several different continental plates running into each
okay.
other.
Boom.
And it, like,
Take that, Sierra.
the Appalachians
Yeah.
go all the way up to like
Greenland,
Ireland or
right?
Scotland.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the same mountain.
Because it all
range,
used to be
yeah.
the same landmass.
Holy jabroni.
But yeah, I mean, it's way before. Like the dinosaurs were 65 million years ago.
Yeah.
This is 350.
Can you
million years
describe
ago.
what they like to the like it? Let's
Well,
say one of our listeners wants to go find a Petosky stone or a Charlevoix stone.
Well, you just go out there, and they're pretty common. Maybe get away from where everybody. There's plenty of space, and it was, a fairly busy time over the 4th of July. But there's just so much coastline you can roam up and down, and it's wonderful being out there. Just we're a nature podcast, and Debbie and I spent 50% of our time in Charlevoix out on the stony beaches,
Yeah.
Do you see any
know,
cool terns or
enjoying it.
cormorants or anything?
somewhat now.
Any cool terns or cormorants or seabirds?
We got
Shorebirds?
some pictures. I don't know. There's definitely seagulls.
Yeah.
Or it was actually a ring-billed seagull.
Ooh.
Hey, there you go. Woo.
And then there was one bird that would stand on one foot on rocks right on
That
the
might
shore.
have been a tern. Did it have a black cap on its head?
I can't remember. I think Debbie has a picture of it. Maybe we'll
Or a
post it on Blue
sandpiper or
Sky.
something. Yeah, we will.
A lot of chimney swifts. Every night we would sit by the fire at the cottage and listen to the chimney
Yeah.
Yeah,
swifts
they
as
have a
the sun
weird.
went down.
They have a weird sound.
They're always like chirping at each other.
Oh, speaking of, so that reminded me. I heard my first whippoorwills.
Yeah, whippoorwill.
At Paddy's property.
No kidding.
Yeah.
They are like they're everywhere out there.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't you try to get audio of it?
Yeah, I think I did send a video of it.
Yeah.
It's
It was
a pretty crazy
crazy.
call. They didn't like do their thing for that long.
Yeah, it was like
Generally, it is all night, man.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
dusk and sunset.
Yeah.
And then they kind of stopped.
Yeah, that
But
was
they
wild.
It was like bouncing off everywhere. It was really cool.
Did you know what I like about your story, Travy J?
What's that?
And where you went on vacation and what you did? By the way, it's called rock hounding. I figured this out.
Yeah.
Anyone listening can go outside right now, according to Travy J, and as long as you are in the act of rock looking, you are then rock hounding. Is that right?
Yeah, if you're looking for rocks.
It's like if I went out and shot a basketball, I was playing basketball. It doesn't matter how good you are, that's what you're doing. So you
balling?
could just go outside and go rock hounding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
think that is the
Dude, I
coolest.
went
Now I want
rock
to call it
hounding.
basketball hounding.
Somebody had some really nice landscaping rocks.
Yeah.
I was rock hounding right there.
Dude,
I took a couple of them.
I think that is the sweetest thing. I want to can we do like paddle hounding or I don't know if that's ever going to work again. Rock
That would
hounding
be-
is pretty awesome,
I was thinking
dude.
about those rocks you guys would roll by on
yeah.
that river in those clear waters, but I'd be like, no, stop.
Well, that's what
there-
Brad
yeah.
was doing, dude.
I'd
Then
have
you
to
just
do it on
catch back
shore,
up.
but I don't want to get slugs.
Hey, it's better for me when you're up front and Brad takes forever because at some point I stop paddling and then I have like a good 3, 4,
Yeah.
5 minute break.
It's just like when you're backpacking, like they stop to let you catch up, and then it's like, all right, well, let's go. And you're like, well, fuck, I didn't get a break.
So you sit there in the gap
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
But one of the things I just want to make sure I point this out. One of the things I dig about you doing this is I think one of the things that we've kind of evolved into is less of a backpacking, not less of a backpacking, but a little less backpacking talk and just our curiosity and our inquisitiveness about the outdoors and nature and that stuff is just that kind of took over. And rock hounding is just another, like, you may not be into backpacking, you may not hike, you may not want to go paddling, you may not want to go birding, or you may not be a hunter, all the things that we've talked about, but rock hounding is another thing that is pretty fucking cool. I mean, those
Yeah, it's my birding. Like,
yeah, right.
Now, me and Debbie are already making plans to go to Brown County.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we're
dang.
going to sift through some shit in the Maumee River in Fort Wayne.
Dude,
'Cause
either-
you can find good rocks in there, too.
Either Debbie is turning into a diehard rock hound, or she loves you,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
And
my
I
wife's
can't
put up
even-
with some shit.
I'm usually pretty good at reading people, and I can't. She seems like she's into it. So she's either a really good actor, or I just.
Or you hit
she
the
does
lottery.
like it, yeah.
Dude, cool, man. I'm proud of you. I think it's just another thing, dude. And I can't wait to have one of those big ass ones in our studio so I can stare
Oh, yeah,
at it.
I've already one of my fossils I found. I've been digging that out to make it a nice little display. And then I have some Petosky that's kind of smashed in with some limestone.
Yeah.
And I'm polishing the Petosky side only and leaving the limestone rough. And it's like a nice big one that would look like some kind of weird award.
As a rock hound, I imagine that if you're sitting in a space with like other rock hounds,
Yeah.
would you then shorten that to Tosky stone?
Oh,
Would you be like, these are my
on
Toskies?
the beach.
You're already
Debbie
doing
would
it?
be like, hey, look at this. I'm like, you got a Tosky?
You got a Tosky?
Oh, yeah.
It's like Tosky.
She's like, I got a Tosky.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Like
then
we're
it's
from
in
Chicago.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
in the background are like, hey, they got a Tusky.
Did you hear they got a Tosky? hey, there must be Toskies over there. And like just like Burden, like 40 people show up looking
like
for the
a
Tosky.
Doorbuster at Walmart.
That's awesome, dude. So it's okay to call myself a rock hound, and if I find a Tosky, I can shorten that. Like, that's okay. There's no etiquette in terms of that.
Yeah.
Depends what convention you're at.
Okay, yeah. Is there rock hounding etiquette, by the way?
If you can't identify a Petosky stone, you probably shouldn't be calling it a Tosky.
Oh, okay, okay. So if I'm asking you, hi, sir, is this a Petosky stone? But then once you say, yes, sir.
Man,
Yeah.
That there's a Tosky.
is.
That there's a Tosky.
that's
And
what
now
we call a Tosky.
is there etiquette to rock hounding?
I don't think so.
No?
I
Okay.
mean, there's my personal, which is just
Stay away
shut
from me.
up, stop being so loud, and keep a distance.
Okay.
15-foot perimeter. Around
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
What was cool is an older couple walked up to us that were picking up the driftwood.
Toskies?
Like
Oh.
small pieces of it.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
He had a Tosky necklace, a nice little pop.
Whoa.
That's going to be him.
That's the deal, dude.
Make us necklaces.
He's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Make
You
us necklaces.
That's awesome.
Artwork out of that wood.
No, I
Dude,
want one,
the
dude.
driftwood sounds awesome, and Brad and I would both be happy to wear a Tosky stone. But I think I would like to find my own Tosky.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
good point.
Oh, I can't call it Tosky. I got to call it
It's a
Petosky.
couple that's lived in Charlevoix their whole lives.
Oh, there.
And they're still going up and down the beach. And I was like, you look for stones? And he's like, no, I found so many of those damn things. He's like,
Yeah.
I pick up driftwood now.
Dude.
But we had a good conversation with them and everything. And they were like, are you going to be here for the 4th? And we're like, yeah, we'll be here tonight. And they're like, you see that little point out there that juts out into the lake?
Yeah.
And they're like, go there once the fireworks start popping off. And we did. Later, it was like, I don't know, 10:30 or something.
Yeah.
And we got out there, and you could see the fireworks because it was in like a bay.
Wow.
And it might have been Traverse Bay. I'm not sure. But you could see Charlevoix, Petosky, and then a couple of cities on the other side of the bay,
Yeah.
way off. Like, their big fireworks just look like these little tiny things.
Cool.
But they still reflected off of the bay. It was really cool.
That's gorgeous.
That's a good local tip right there.
Yeah.
They gave out their honey hole.
Yeah, that's true.
Nice.
And we brought a flashlight, and we were looking for some Toskies for a little bit.
Did a little sandlot.
We did it for like 5 minutes.
I can just imagine Debbie hears squeak, squeak, squeak.
Yeah.
She turns around and he's squirting rocks.
As the fireworks are full bloom. That's hilarious. Tosky!
She's like, this is the best sight of my life.
She sees you fist Travis, isn't it beautiful?
Back in the
No,
day.
we had a great time. That little town is
Yeah.
quaint. There's a little bridge that goes over. It connects to Charlevoix Lake to this canal to Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
And it's like a half a mile long.
Drawbridge?
So they put a drawbridge over top of it so that these big boats could get in and out.
Nice.
And it's just a tiny little town. That's the only road through it. And the bridge comes up, I don't know, every 45 minutes to an hour or something to let boats through, and cool shops and just chill as hell. The weather was great. And yeah, I totally don't recommend anybody ever go up there.
There's a bridge in Charleston that instead of raising, it rotates 90 degrees and goes parallel to the waterway.
Right in the middle?
Yeah. Isn't that
Are there
weird?
2 lanes then?
Yeah.
In and out?
Isn't it? It's on the intercoastal waterway too. It's kind of crazy.
That's interesting. But yeah, it was cool watching that
A little
bridge
fun fact.
Yeah.
go up and down.
Yeah, it's always
They
that's
sound
like
a little horn.
That's like a modern marvel. Those bridges, those things are crazy.
Charlevoix's awesome, dude.
Yeah, very cool time.
Very
we got
pretty.
married there.
I did get married
Yeah,
there.
in the castle.
In the castle, the Charlevoix Castle, whatever they call it. It was very pretty. Charlevoix was gorgeous. I think we had over 100 people there for the
Yep.
weekend, and it was
Oh, that would have
nothing
been a wonderful
nothing
time to
bad,
have
dude.
your wedding in. There were American flags everywhere. It was very patriotic. Flowers everywhere. There wasn't a speck of trash anywhere in the
Yeah.
damn town. It was
Nice. Were there
it was
little
just
cafes
beautiful.
and stuff?
little cafes and little T-shirt and
Oh,
there
yeah.
was some
Knick-knack
touristy
shops,
stuff, but
you know.
it didn't feel tourists.
Yeah.
Right.
There weren't like out of control people running around in one flip
It
flop.
wasn't a spring
Yeah.
break.
Right.
It was under control.
Awesome.
I got an Au Sable hat with the little fly fish on it.
It's
Or
a
what's it
sweet
called?
hat.
Fly?
Fly.
Fly? No, I don't have it on right now.
Oh,
It's awesome.
you don't just like binge wear a new hat?
This is still a new hat. I got this from our backpacking festival trip.
Oh.
Oh,
Damascus.
Okay. I didn't know you got that.
Adventure Damascus.
That's nice. I like it.
It's a
I got a
outfitter.
sticker for our fridge. Did you get a sticker for our fridge?
Oh man, you know what? I framed that spoon that those people gave me at the campsite,
Great.
and I forgot to bring it over.
Gosh
Oh,
dang
yeah,
it.
the spoon.
Yeah.
I want to see this thing.
Yeah, I framed it. I don't even know if I washed it before I framed
Oh,
it.
that'd be cool if there were
Don't
stains
wash
on
it.
it.
Yep. You, just
Some
a
freeze-dried
little chunk
beef
of.
stroganoff.
Yeah, dude, keep it on there. We don't need to wash it now. It's in a frame.
Yeah, it's sealed.
Well, guys, you feel like we got everything out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had a couple of
great
great
trips. Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
And,
If anyone's interested in doing an Au Sable trip, I know we found problems getting information about doing a trip.
Yeah.
So hit us up, bustedpretty@gmail.com.
Yeah, or on Blue Sky. Let us know.
We'll reference you to Logan, who was our trip planner, and he
Yep.
can answer questions for
That's
you.
I
right.
might email you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You'll come on the next one.
Yeah. Okay. I look
yeah.
forward to it for sure.
All right.
Well, let's get out of here, boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for listening. Keep on sauntering, everyone.
Hasta luego.
See ya. Visit our website, bustedpretty.com.
Yeah, do that. Thumbs up.